Hope you're having a great Monday, March the 24th. I'm 90s Weather Impact Team meteorologist Chris Bianchi. This morning, the wind's been the big story for us along the Front Range. We had some at points 80-plus mile-an-hour gusts on the south side of Boulder, as well through parts of the Highway 93 corridor. That wind has since relaxed for the most part. That said, it's still going to stay pretty blustery throughout the rest of our day. And that'll include us here in Denver, where we've got some mountain wave clouds, some of these high-level mountain wave clouds overhead. That'll keep those temperatures a little bit in check today, but for the most part, the story will be those blustery conditions and mild temperatures. Nothing coming from those clouds today, by the way. It's going to stay dry along the Front Range, basically everywhere here across the state. Elevated fire danger today with some record heat likely later this week with a bit more sunshine as ridge high pressure moves on in. Winds, boy, was it gusty out there this morning with those winds. Most of these gusts that you're seeing here were recorded between about 4 and 7 a.m. this morning. That Southwest Boulder reading, if you're familiar with Boulder, that was at the Mesa Lab, the NCAR Mesa Lab on the southwest side of town. 84 mile-an-hour gust. Northwest Boulder had a 63 mile-an-hour gust, and most of Boulder saw a good 50 to 60 mile-an-hour wind this morning. Chrisman in Boulder County, 74 mile-an-hour gust, and Marshall, 57 mile-an-hour gust. Up by Gold Hill above Boulder, 74 mile-an-hour wind gust for you, and Rocky Flats at the Highway 93, Highway 72 interchange right there. That's where you saw about an 80 mile-an-hour gust. That was also pre-dawn on this Monday morning. But those winds have since relaxed, and it's going to still be blustery out there this afternoon. So if you've got a dog walk, jog, anything like that planned for this afternoon, just keep in mind, that wind's not going to, unfortunately, entirely go away. It will tomorrow. More on that in just a second. But for the rest of our day today, it does stay breezy, gusty, and unfortunately, that does mean some elevated fire danger today. As always, be smart out there, put away a cigarette, no outdoor burning on a day like today, but we're really going to be a bit more concerned about a fire start in the foothills, western Boulder or Larimer counties. That's where I would not be thrilled to see a fire start in particular. That's where we've got the potential for some of that 40, 50 mile-an-hour stuff that would spread a fire quickly. In the meantime, those winds will relax tonight, so that is some good news with those winds dying down with some 30 mile-an-hour gusts for us in the foothills tonight, and basically a calm wind tonight for us for most of the metro area. But everybody will feel the wind this afternoon. You're probably feeling it right now. Today, we top out at 71. Daily record is 76, so we're not going to be far away from that here on this Monday morning. So on this Monday, so those temperatures certainly going to be, for most of us, the story. 70s, upper 70s, southeast plains, 40s, 50s for us in the mountains. And this is mostly what you're looking at here, about 10-ish degrees above average, maybe closer to about 15 degrees above average on the eastern plains on this Monday. And that futurecast, we do have a few snow showers around for us across our central and northern mountains. Not much coming from that, though. I mean, we're talking about the potential for maybe a quick snow shower in a few areas at or above pass level along the north of I-70. So think Rabbit Ears Pass, Rocky Mountain National Park, Gore Pass, place like that, Buffalo Pass. That's where you could see, again, a quick snow shower, but little or no accumulation coming from that. The sun angle is a bit too moisture starved. I'm not looking for much coming from that. Tonight, we drop back to 40 degrees. Sun sets at 7:15 this evening, and a quiet, mild evening with those temperatures. Fairly mild for this time of year for a low temperature. Average low is still in the upper 20s this time of year. Record heat likely later this week. This ridge of high pressure is going to do two things. That big H you can see in the middle of your screen here. It's going to do two things. One, it's going to suppress the wind, which, amen, right? I can hear a lot of you doing some verbal celebrations about that. I'm amongst those people. I don't know anybody who really likes this wind, but if you are, sorry about that. Otherwise, we're talking about some reduced wind as we head over the next few days. And you see it written there, record heat likely underneath that ridge of high pressure, especially for Thursday. Now tomorrow, we'll be right around 70 degrees. Mostly sunny skies, lighter winds, sunrise before 7 a.m. as has been the case now for a few days. But notice those winds, way lighter, 5 to 15 miles an hour. If anything, a gentle breeze. The wind will really not be a factor for tomorrow for the first time in a little while. If you're wondering, it has been fairly windy the last 2 weeks or so, but it is a windy time of year. So I've been getting this question a lot. Is this unusual? it's March. March is just a windy time of year. March, April, May, we tend to see a lot of wind. As the jet streams overhead, we're often positioned between an area high and low pressure. That just tends to spur on a lot of that wind. So, this is again fairly typical stuff. 60s, 70s Eastern Plains for your Tuesday. 40s, 50s for us in the mountains for the most part for those high temperatures. Then looking ahead, our next storm system moves on in for the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, we see some snow moving its way into the mountains, rain for the eastern plains, and that'll likely dissipate by the time we get into your Saturday evening. So a little TBD on just the amount of rain and the impacts for us, but I would anticipate a pretty good chance for some rain for us on Saturday. If that low dips any further south, though, that could shut off our rain machine. I'll tell you what, I'm openly rooting for the rain at this point. We've been dry for a little while now. This is normally a very snowy, active time of year, and we've just been missing storms. Have been just missing us to the north, and that storm track has just not been. It's been very La Nina-y, missing to our north, and that is not great news for our drought and just overall fire weather concerns. 7-day forecast, we're going to be in 70s, 80s next few days. Let's kind of zip on in there on that 80-degree reading, because we get to 80, that'd be really early for us. So that's about a full month ahead of schedule for us to be at 80 plus for us. To the day, we'd be a full month ahead of average in terms of our average first 80 plus day. That's the long-term basis. Even shorter term basis, our average on a 30-year basis, 1990 through 2020, our average first 80 plus is April the 19th. So long-term 1880 through 2023, the average date is April 27th. You get the idea. This is really early for us to be this warm. The other thing we're going to do is really spike our average March temperature. This is going to likely end up as the top 10 warmest March on record for us in the Denver area. 24th warmest start to a March on record. That number is going to jack up considerably as we head over the next few days, and same will that ranking. This will likely end as the top 10 warmest March on record for us in the Denver area, and we've only picked up officially 0.8 of an inch of snow for us this month. Downtown, we haven't seen any measurable snow. Very unusual for March for us to have that. This is going to end up as a top 10 least snowy March on record, barring something crazy on February or March, and we'll have more details on that as we get a bit closer, as we get through the rest of the week. Got some folks walking behind me here, but we'll get more details on this as we head through the rest of the day here as well. We've got Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin in at 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your day.